Wow, we went live. We went live pretty early this morning. They caught us. All right, that's good. Sometimes I start now and I don't get to go live till like almost 11:30 or something like that. It's just that's the internet or something. I don't know. Uh, okay, here's one for you. I want you to take your pick on Hegseth. Who does he remind you of, Himmler or Goebbels? Now you think about that sometime whenever you come up with an answer, just answer Himmler or Goebbels. That's a little quiz for the day. Now, one of the things that's not being reported a lot lately because of the war, and this is, you know, I believe that the war is uh, everything that Trump does is some to distract you from other things that he's doing. But I'm not sure about this one because this one was going on before and nobody seems to be paying enough attention to it, which is ICE brutality. Now, besides the fact that people have gotten shot, the two people are killed. There are a bunch of people out there who have been blinded by the blinded or had some sort of eye-related injury due to the chemical sprays that they've been using on the crowd. And in a lot of cases, it's not the spray so much as the propellant that they use. The gas that's actually shooting the shit out. So I suggest that everybody gets a gas mask with goggles if they're going to do that, or get goggles to protect your eyes. Really, these people don't care. They don't know what they're spraying, and okay, I gotta go. What happened? You want ice? You okay? Uh, Sorry about that. My wife was having some sort of problem, and she seems to be all right at the moment. But we may cut this video short again at any time. I'm sorry. I'd rather not edit it. I just leave it like that. You can relax while you're doing while I'm out there doing what I got to do. Anyhow, the question of the day is, who does Hegseth resemble most, Himmler or Goebbels? Okay, now you got that down. Now we were talking about ICE brutality. Apparently, the stuff that they're using and everything like that is causing problems. People are getting bones broken, bone bruises, need medical attention because these guys are just no restrictions. They're just thugs. They're not police officers. They're thugs. And I think that, sooner or later, some of them are going to get hurt really bad. And then that's going to be a bigger problem. Because people have a tendency not to take shit like that for a long time. And my advice to you guys is make them unmask themselves so you know who they are. You know, uh, you take away that sense of security, they won't be so brave anymore. And I'm not sense of security and anonymity. They won't be so brave anymore. And maybe they'll stop with the violence when they know that you know who they are. So any chance you get them unmasked. That's what we want to do. So we can prejudice against them, so we can go leave a bag of burning shit on their doorstep. Something creative. Now, the real problem with all this stuff that's going on that Trump's been doing is that he's making us more vulnerable to everybody, to all the foreign powers that are out there. We're just so vulnerable. It's ridiculous. We used to be safe. We're not safe anymore. You think we are, but that's being delusional. That's like the same delusional space we were in before 9/11. You know, and if that happens again, Trump may go out and do something stupid like a nuclear war, but it's going to be his fault. His, Musk, and some of the other people in his administration who cut all the support staff and whatnot. You know, and the other thing uh, that is, we're going to have veterans. All right, guys get out of the military sooner or later. Whether they once if they go into the if they go in ground forces, we're going to get more casualties. Uh, and the problem we have with that is that Trump's pretty much destroyed all the support groups and everything that we have in the military and peace and everything for after action after war. For the veterans, he's destroyed that. Destroyed the Veterans Administration because he believed it was all graft. He doesn't believe that guys that go into war should have to worry. He should have to worry about them afterwards. They did it. They volunteered. They know what they were getting themselves into. In a lot of cases, they didn't realize what they're getting themselves into. Because the biggest problem that they have when you say PTSD, what's called PTSD? PTSD is that you're in a skirmish line or something like that, and three guys over, some guy your best buddy gets his head blown off. Why? He's the only one killed. Why? Why are you still alive? Or you're in a squad that gets demolished and you're the only one that's alive. Why are you still alive? That bothers people. You have no idea. It's why me? Why not him? Why not me? You know, that's a big issue that people don't understand. It was a big issue in World War II that they would call it shell shock. In Vietnam they called it PTSD. Now Donnie Boy here. The oil prices went up over 120, 100 some odd dollars, and then dropped down. The last I looked, it was $101 a barrel. Let me explain something to you. That oil is in the ground. The oil that's in the pipelines and in the barrels and storage and whatnot, that didn't cost 101. That's the cheap oil, but they're selling it at $101, and the gasoline prices go up. That's not it takes like I forgot how many days it takes to get from the ground through the system to the refinery to the gas pumps. And the money they're making during that period of time is just what they call windfall profits for the oil companies, and that's something that people don't like to see, but it's going to happen. And Trump's one of those people. That's why he does everything with a money motivator. Although I can't see why we're in Iran. Iran is like Iraq. We went into Iraq. We destroyed the. Su- can't remember the guy. Can't pronounce the guy's name. I just drove mental black. Anyhow, we got rid of the dictator, the guy in charge. And what did we do? Two things happened. One, the country fell apart, and we walked away, or tried to anyhow. And two, uh, created a vacuum in the area that Iran filled and other countries filled up. And Iran became a nuclear power. They wouldn't have had the ability to concentrate on nuclear power if they were still fighting Iraq. But Saddam, that's the guy's name. Sorry about that. And that's just a dumb move on Bush's part. He destabilized that whole area. and this is going to happen again. But the secret little thing, that nobody's really paying attention to is what's Saudi Arabia doing in all this? Okay, Saudi Arabia supposedly has the best trained air force in the area because the pilots are all trained by the U.S. military, either at the Air Force Academy, flight school, or at Top Gun. So it's a naval school, advanced air combat school. So what's the deal there? Why does everybody leave them alone? Just because they got all this oil? Well, they didn't leave Venezuela alone. Venezuela had all that oil. See, there's something going on. I still haven't quite figured that out yet, but there's something really wrong in that area. And you think, what's his name, the head of the Israel is going to not want that oil and control that oil? Now he can't. He hasn't got the ability or the air force to stand up to Saudi Arabia or the United States. So I don't know what's going to happen over there. But I do know that there's something screwy going on besides genocide, which is just, you know, the Jews should know better. They saw what Hitler did. Now they're doing the same thing, and they don't care. It's okay that they're doing it. It wasn't okay when Hitler was doing it. When it wasn't. I'm not. There's no justification for what Hitler did. There's no justification for what they're doing. To make their country safer, you don't destroy a people just to make your country safer, because your country will never be safer if that's the only way you can make it safe. You know. So I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't. Tired. Had one of my get up every 2 hour nights last night. That happens when you're old. You get up and you pee every so all right. Uh, what did we cover today? I guess we covered it all. I do believe that one of the reasons they say they don't give advanced knowledge of attacks to Congress or something like that. Well, let me tell you something. Trump's already blabbing it. Trump blabs all the time. Trump gives away military operations on a daily basis. If you study him, you know when they're going to do something. Especially he usually does it like he's like a little bit like he's learned from Putin. He lies. He gets you when you're in a negotiation table. He'll come in and bomb the shit out of your country, schools, homes, everything else. Stupid shit. So what's going on? Oh, the World Series of Baseball. It happens every 3 years. I gotta tell you, because baseball is not a great sport down here in this country or in this area. A lot of up to date news about that. So it's not something that's on the front page of every newspaper or every streaming news service down here. And I think in the United States, I don't think baseball is what it used to be. I mean, baseball. The thing about made baseball so great, baseball was the cheapest sport you could go to. I believe it at the time. You had 152, 100, I think it started out with 152 games. I think it's up to 160 something. I don't pay any attention to baseball. I haven't watched a baseball game in 2 years, World Series or otherwise. I find it one of the most. It's like watching for me. It's like watching grass grow. When I could go to the game and check out what was going on in the stadium, that's a different story. New York sports have a habit of getting some of the most beautiful women in the world to attend the games. Not so much football, because you got to put on all kinds of clothes to go, because football's a winter sport that's played outside. But basketball games, hockey games, they got some of the most beautiful. All the models go there, and I don't know why. Were they looking for boyfriends or something? I mean, they got some seriously gorgeous women hang out at these games. Oh, but even baseball in the summertime, they get a lot of great looking women, sitting in box seats. I couldn't tell you what the game was about, but they're good looking. Sports is becoming more corrupt on a daily basis because Trump is involved in it. Now he wants to do something about the pay that they're giving to the college players, and I think that's just a bad idea. I think if you're going to pay them, they have to sign a cut. They have to agree to play for 4 years, whatever sport it is, football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is. They have to agree to stay in school for 4 years, and they have to meet a minimum educational requirement. Otherwise, do away with it. Just start a minor league football league. Like the baseball does. Just start minor league sports. You know, even baseball, which has a minor league system, still uses college ball. You know, because these guys need an education. These guys, the, these guys don't need money. They need to learn stuff. And they may not be the brightest bulbs in the cafeteria or anything like that, but these guys know what. You learn something anyhow. All right, I'm learning something. I'm learning something. It's time to go. Okay. We will. I'm sorry about that interruption this morning, but family takes precedence over this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And on the way up, please hit that subscribe button. Okay. Take care.